Canada and the U.S. are part of the only binational command in the world, NORAD, and have been for almost 70 years.
That any reduction in Canada's order could force the U.S. to step in, potentially increasing American military activity in Canadian airspace.
And we have a system that has worked for a long time based on the principles of interchangeability and interoperability. What you get with the F-35.
In January 2026, Washington fired off a clear warning. NORAD can't stay the same if things change. The U.S. ambassador lost it when Canada pushed back on the F-35. But this time, Ottawa was not folding. This isn't really about fighter jets anymore. It's a straight-up fight over sovereignty. With Trump tossing around the idea of making Canada the 51st state, close to 3/4 of Canadians are saying no to the F-35 and yes to Sweden's Gripen instead. Even NORAD, that 70-year badge of partnership, is now leverage in the game. What's really going on? It starts with a massive $27.7 billion Canadian deal. Ottawa locked in 88 F-35s from Lockheed Martin, with the first 16 supposed to start arriving this year. Then Saab stepped up with a gutsy counter, 72 Gripen E-fighters, plus 6 GlobalEye airborne early warning planes, all tied to a pledge of 12,600 jobs and even an assembly line right here in Canada. Against the rising trade wars and Trump's pressure, this suddenly turned into a test of real independence. But the key detail a lot of people overlook: SOB isn't just peddling planes. It's offering a whole different path to technological control. The Gripen E comes with access to source code, something Brazil already secured, and now Canada is being offered the same. Lockheed keeps the F-35's software on a short leash, meaning Ottawa has to beg for upgrades or changes. Gripen flips that. Canada could handle its own maintenance, mods, and decisions. And those 6 GlobalEye, they're built on Bombardier platforms, Canadian tech. Not random, it's deliberate strategy. Saab's pitch: we'll build with your industry, create jobs for your workers, and hand you the keys to your own destiny. That 12,600 job promise isn't fluff. Assembly in Ontario and Quebec would plug Canada into the global defense chain, potentially turning it into a North American hub for manufacturing and exports. Washington's not happy. Ambassador Pete Hoekstra hit hard: skip the full 88 F-35s, and NORAD gets reworked. The U.S. would buy extra jets for itself and fly them into Canadian airspace more often to cover the gaps. The implications blunt: play ball, or we'll handle your skies ourselves. Who really owns the airspace then? Canada didn't just take it quietly this time. With Trump floating annexation talk, anti-U.S. feelings are at historic highs. An EKO's poll from December 2025 dropped a bombshell: 72% of Canadians backed the Gripen over the F-35. This isn't casual polling, it's a loud political wake-up call. Industry Minister Melanie Joly laid it out plain to Bloomberg: we can use defense buys to get more out of this. The signal to Lockheed was crystal: want the remaining pony up way more than the current $15.50 billion in economic offsets. This is new ground in U.S.-Canada defense history. Ottawa's negotiating from strength, demanding, not begging. But can the Gripen actually stand in for the F-35? On specs, the F-35's 5th-gen stealth, sensors, and data fusion smoke a 4.5 gen like the Gripen. A 2023 EVL gave the F-35 57.1 out of 60. Gripen got 19.8. Brutal numbers. Except those tests were rigged around deep penetration of enemy defenses. Exactly the F-35's wheelhouse. Shift the lens to operating costs, uptime, and Arctic ops, and it flips. Gripen flies off short runways, or even snow-covered roads, huge for Canada's vast terrain. Maintenance turnaround is hours, not days. Independent estimates peg Gripen mission-capable rates at 80 to 90%. GAO reports put F-35 at 32-50%. Flight hour costs: F-35 runs $35,000, $47,000. Gripen around $8,000. The real divide isn't hardware, it's control. F-35 upgrades need Pentagon weapons, sensors, ops changes all go through Washington. Lockheed owns the code, turning every jet into a U.S. strategic veto point. Gripen's built different. SOB gave Brazil code access for homegrown upgrades. Smart bargaining could get Canada the same impossible with F-35. Reality check: Gripen still uses the USGEF 414 engine, so export licenses from Washington stay in play. Full independence? Not quite, but dependence drops sharply compared to the F-35 chokehold. Ottawa's already in 416. F-35's first deliveries to Luke AFB in 2026. Home in Canada by 2028. Switching the rest to Gripen means 2 fleets, separate parts, training, weapons. Costs and headaches skyrocket. Ex-RCAF Commander LT Gen. Yvonne Blonde was direct: against Russia or China. F-35 hits 95% effectiveness. Gripen, only 33%. Former CDS Tom Lawson called Gripen near useless in serious war. If you're into deep dives like this, smash that like and subscribe. It keeps these tough stories coming. Thanks for watching.